draft is just so stupid and it's broken and doesn't work is the way in which they do the draft. And the order in which they do the draft, I should say. When it comes to, like, you know, both brands making picks, they allow, basically their format is Raw gets 3 picks and SmackDown gets 2 picks for each round. So for every 2 picks SmackDown gets, Raw gets 3. And their logic for this is, oh, well, Raw is 3 hours and SmackDown is 2 hours. Raw's the bigger show, so they get more picks. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. What difference does it make how long a show is? What difference does it make how many hours one show is over the other? What the fuck sense does that make to give Raw one more pick in each round just because they're a longer show? That doesn't make any sense. Both these brands should be on equal footing. Just because one is 1 hour longer than the other doesn't mean that they should be a bigger show or they should have more people. It's like every year now, for the past 3 or so years that you've been doing this, you've been having this fucking format where Raw gets 3 picks for every SmackDown 2 picks. And every time you do this, you just basically fucking strip SmackDown of basically all their fucking talents. For yet another year in the draft here, you have effectively gutted your SmackDown roster. Because it seems like Raw gets all the quality picks, Raw gets the good picks, and again, this goes back to the 2016 draft, because they did this in 2016 too. Raw gets all the fucking quality picks, all the good picks, all the upcoming wrestlers, or all the wrestlers with a name, all the wrestlers who are main eventers, upper mid-card wrestlers, and so on and so forth, and SmackDown gets the fucking leftovers. Like, I'm sick of this fucking format. Do away with this shit. Each brand should have an equal amount of picks. That is fucking stupid. Do away with that stupid shit, man. Do away with it. And even with the supplemental draft that they did after SmackDown and after Raw, even with the supplemental draft, they still did the same format where Raw got 3 picks and SmackDown got 2 picks. Why are you doing it for a supplemental draft? Okay, that's stupid. Even with the leftovers who didn't get drafted on either Raw or SmackDown for the nights that the draft took place, even then you're still doing this stupid ass format. Do away with this fucking format. It is dumb. You are literally gutting your own fucking show. And right now, SmackDown is on Fox. SmackDown right now has the bigger audience. They're on a network. They're on network TV. One of the biggest networks on the air. One of the biggest networks in the United States, and one of the biggest television networks in the United States. And right now, SmackDown is actually getting more viewers and better ratings than Raw is. Like, every week, SmackDown is getting like around 2 million, 2.05 million, 2.01 million, whatever the ratings are. Every week the ratings come out, every week the viewership comes out. SmackDown is consistently getting more viewers than Raw is right now. Raw can't even get 2 million viewers. Raw can only get Raw is like hovering around the 1.6 to 1.7 million. They've been hovering around that for basically the majority of this year. They can't even get over 2 million viewers. Even with the specialty shows, like, you know, this draft, or the Raw after WrestleMania, even then they can't even pull in good viewership. So why the fuck are you treating SmackDown like it's the B show? When SmackDown should be presented like it's the A show now, because it's on Fox, it's on network television. You've got these Fox executives, you got all this hype and all this propaganda, all this build up for SmackDown now because it's on Fox. You got the Fox sports analysts making appearances on the show and shit, and you're treating SmackDown like suddenly it's a big deal now. Why the fuck is it still that Raw is treated like the A show, like the flagship show, and SmackDown is treated like shit? I don't understand that. I don't understand that logic. You really think that Fox, if they're watching, if they're paying attention to the shit that you put on, you really think Fox and their executives appreciate the fact that you make SmackDown Live or SmackDown look like shit with these drafts? That they're basically gutting your fucking roster every fucking draft every year? You think they appreciate that shit, Vince? You think they appreciate that, Bruce Pritchard, or whoever the hell is running these shows now? Obviously not. But yeah, fucking stupid, man. I hate that fucking. Do away with that shit. Do away with the 3 Raw picks for SmackDown 2 pick. I do away with that format. Jesus Christ, man. So, yeah. Just my little rant there. I had to get that out. And for the record, I did talk about this in my video last week when I ran. Moving on. Alright, so night 2, and this was for Raw, which was this past Monday. About 5-6 days ago. Okay, for Raw, on night 2, I should say. Raw drafts Fiend Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Charlotte Flair, Braun Strowman, and later on you saw a segment backstage where Kofi and Xavier and the Street Profits basically exchanged titles, or they literally handed the titles off to each other. So in other words, the Street Profits became the SmackDown Tag Champions by proxy, and Kofi and Xavier became the Raw Tag Champions by proxy. So that was the one thing that they did that actually made sense. So I will applaud them for that, just briefly. But I know they're gonna fuck that up at some point. But anyway, so yeah, so the Street Profits talents that are either injured, or out with injury, or out with some other reasoning, whatever have you, or contract disputes or whatever have you. So yeah, but anyway, so those are all those names. Those are all the wrestlers' names who were drafted, and I'm sure there's gonna be other people who are announced for either show, for either Raw or SmackDown, whatever the case may be. Now, looking at the draft as a whole. Just looking at all the names. Once again, I'm going to say this. SmackDown got gutted. I mean, you look at SmackDown's roster right now. Who really does SmackDown have outside of they have Roman Reigns, the big dog. Of course, he's going to be drafted first as Universal Champion. They're building that motherfucker up to the. I know they're going to build that motherfucker up to the goddamn moon. I mean, like as if they haven't already. Now that he's a heel, now they're really going to build him up. And he's basically the top heel. Obviously, he's clearly the top heel on the roster right now. I mean, who do you really have on SmackDown? I mean, they got Seth Rollins. It's a so-so name. They split up. Well, they didn't split up the Usos, but they drafted Jey. SmackDown drafted Jey Uso. Why would you only draft one Uso? Why would you only draft Jey Uso? Why not draft both Usos? I know Jimmy is out with an injury, but still, you would say, I mean, if you're going to do this, you would at least say we draft, or SmackDown drafts the Usos, and maybe state or specify that Jimmy Uso is out with an injury. But yeah, you could have done that. But why would you only draft one Uso? That makes no sense. You're making it seem like Jey Uso is a singles wrestler, which he's obviously not. So yeah, SmackDown got Big E, of course, separating him from Kofi and Xavier, and that means that the New Day is no longer a faction, which we'll see again. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see how long that lasts. I'll give it a couple months. Just watch. They're gonna find some kind of way to get Big E and Kofi and Xavier all together again, and they'll be the fucking New Day again. I mean, I could be wrong. They could actually go forward with it and finally actually break up the New Day and have Big E, be featured as a singles wrestler. They could do that, but I really don't know. But yeah, so outside of that, who does SmackDown really have? I mean, you could look at Daniel Bryan, even though Daniel Bryan hasn't been around all that much. I think he's been out with injury or out with whatever. He hasn't really been utilized on the show all that much. There was an interesting encounter between him and Seth Rollins. That could be a decent feud if they actually built it. If they actually built it right, Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan could be a good feud. That could be a good set of matches. But the problem is, WWE does a piss poor job of building up feuds and rivals nowadays. Kevin Owens could be a fucking main event talent. The problem is he's being booked like shit. They have not booked Kevin Owens properly in years. They have not booked this man properly in years. Not since that feud he had with Shane McMahon, when he was actually legitimately getting over. He was getting legitimate cheers from the crowd. He was one of those over guys on SmackDown at the time. And then you ruined that by drafting him to Raw, and then giving him fucking lackluster-ass fucking feuds, lackluster-ass fucking matches, didn't give him shit, gave him nothing in terms of feuds, and then he fucking disappears from TV for a couple months, and now here he is. And, yeah, he's basically dead in the water. Like, what do you have for Kevin Owens? What do you do with Kevin Owens? Kevin Owens should be a fucking megastar right now. Kevin Owens should be a main event talent. He should be one of your top guys. He should be in that top rotation of main event talents at this point. It's absolutely ridiculous that you have Kevin Owens and Kevin fucking Owens in the spot that he's in now. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, man. Lars Sullivan, I don't know about Lars Sullivan. I have to wait and see on him. You know, he's been out for a long time. And, you know, I wasn't really a fan of his even when he first debuted. And then, you know, he got taken off the TV real quick. And he's been out for like, what, a year? And now they're bringing him back, trying to basically build him up as a monster heel. And it's only a matter of time before he gets beat. King Corbin, trash. Sami Zayn, lackluster. I mean, he's the Intercontinental Champion, but it is what it is. You know, they've been booking Sami Zayn like shit for, you know, and Sami Zayn could have been something too, but they've been booking him like shit. Shinsuke Nakamura, you could add Shinsuke Nakamura. Same thing with Kevin Owens. These guys should be megastars on your roster by now. But the problem is, you book them like shit. You don't give them a damn thing. And now Shinsuke's in this tag team with Cesaro, and that's all well and good. I mean, they're a decent enough tag team, but Shinsuke Nakamura should be a main event talent as a singles wrestler. It is a fucking goddamn disgrace that this man is in the spot that he's in. That this man is not a main event talent at this point. It is a goddamn disgrace. A goddamn disgrace. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Bobby Roode, same thing. I know he's a tag team wrestler right now, and that's all well and good. Bobby Roode has actually been in a number of tag teams, not only in WWE, but in Impact Wrestling, you know, for all those years in TNA. And he has been a tag team wrestler in the past, and he has been a part of some damn good tag teams. But the thing is, Bobby Roode is another guy who has a limited amount of potential. Both in terms of as a wrestler and as a character, in terms of talking, in terms of charisma, you know, especially as a heel. When he was, you know, remember that, if for those of you, like I said, who follow TNA Impact Wrestling, this guy was tearing it up for a year as the Impact Wrestling World Champion, one of their best heels. He was one of their best heels for like a full calendar year. And then he comes to WWE and he doesn't get shit. Aleister Black, same thing. Another guy, infinite potential. He could have been an upper mid-card talent at this point, and he's being booked like shit. You know, they're not doing anything to these guys. So yeah, looking at these rosters up and down, I just honestly think SmackDown got the short end of the stick, both literally and figuratively. And that's the problem with these drafts. It's not an equal draft. Raw gets basically a quarter more, or 2/3 more of the roster picks than SmackDown gets, and it makes the rosters uneven, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. And it basically, like I said, you're basically gutting SmackDown of a lot of talents. It's fucking ridiculous, man. And the other issue that I have with this draft, and with several drafts, really the issue I have with WWE in general, is they're breaking up all their tag teams. Like, your tag team division is already devoid as it is. You already are lacking for tag teams as it is, and then you want to go and you break up, you know, they break up the New Day, which I think, like I said, could have been a good thing too. Kofi and Xavier are still a tag team, you know, they're all tag champions right now. And Big E right now, you know, hopefully he'll be pushed as a singles wrestler. We'll see what happens with that. But you break up Otis and Tucker. You break up Heavy Machinery. Why? Why would you break them up? I know what they're trying to do with Otis. He's the Money in the Bank winner. I don't know what they're planning on doing with Otis. I have no clue what they see in Otis or what they plan on doing with him. But with all due respect, Otis is not a singles wrestler. Neither is Tucker. What are you going to do with Tucker on Raw? What is he going to do? Like, what is he going to do? You didn't even use him on SmackDown when he was on there. You hardly ever saw Tucker within the last, 5, 6, 7 months? We've hardly ever seen Tucker wrestle in a match. So God knows what they're going to do with him on Raw as a singles guy. He's going to be dead in the water. Just like freaking Eric is right now. You know, one half of the Viking Raiders. You know, now that Ivar is out with a neck injury, and Eric is basically out there on his own. Or as I'm going to call him, Raven Rowe. That was his whole name, Raven Rowe. And they're not going to do shit with him. Because they don't have any value. They don't see anything in him. They don't see him as a value. He's not a valued man on the roster. And if you break up Heavy Machinery, I'm sorry, Otis is not a singles wrestler. He's not. He's not a singles wrestler. I don't care what anyone says. He is not a singles wrestler. And then, you know, you broke up Heavy Machinery. You broke up, well, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay were already broken up. I mean, the women's tag team, you if you think the men's tag team division was devoid of talent, look at the women's tag team division. There are no women's tag teams anymore. Who is in the women's tag team division right now? You got the tag champions Nia and Shayna, who aren't even a tag team really. You got the Riot Squad, who are now on SmackDown. Freaking shit, I can't remember. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. I'm sorry. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. The Riot Squad on SmackDown. Outside of that, who are your tag teams in the women's division? Like, who are the tag teams? Who are the tag teams? Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke? You really think that's a fucking tag team? Oh my god, that's a good fucking joke. But fuck that tag. Fuck that team. What has Dana Brooke done to deserve being on the fucking roster? What has Dana Brooke done to deserve being pushed to that degree? Okay, you broke up freaking, you broke up the freaking, Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Like I said, they're on separate brands now due to the brand split. You broke up, Lana, Natalya, even though, who really cares? That wasn't really much of a team anyway. Fuck both of them. Fuck Natalya and fuck Lana. Who cares about either one of them right now? I mean, who really else? Oh yeah, and of course Bayley and Sasha Banks are feuding, so that team's no longer together. They're feuding on SmackDown. And also, not to kind of get away from what I'm talking about, but also, if you look at the SmackDown roster for the women's division on SmackDown, outside of Bayley and Sasha Banks, who is there? Who is there to contend for the SmackDown women's title now? Alexa Bliss is on Raw, Nikki Cross is on Raw, Naomi is on Raw. Now, who's going to compete for the SmackDown title after Bayley and Sasha Banks are done feuding? Who's going to be next in line to challenge for the SmackDown women's title? I mean, possibly Bianca Belair if they push her, but they haven't really done shit for her since she came up to the main roster. Who else is there on SmackDown in the women's division? Who else is there? Zelina Vega? You really think Zelina Vega is a talent? Is a contender for a SmackDown Women's Championship? Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here, man! Both the SmackDown Women's division and the Women's Tag Team division are completely dead. They are dead. And this draft does not help matters. Sorry for that interruption once again. I had to take that phone call. It's important family matter. But anyway, so to continue on. So basically right now, just in terms of the overall, like how WWE is right now in terms of the roster, specifically with the women's roster on SmackDown and the women's tag team division, is just devoid right now. It's devoid of talent. And it's not their fault. It's not the wrestlers' fault. It's WWE's fault for not booking the shit right. And this draft doesn't help matters because it makes it fucking worse. You're breaking up tag teams. You're breaking up factions. You're breaking up, women's tag teams. And the women's tag team division was already devoid even before this draft. Now it's even more devoid. You only have, two credible tag teams. Two. How is that a tag team? How is that a division? That's not a division. So, yeah. But anyway, honestly, looking at this draft, for this year, WWE Draft 2020, as a whole, it's a failure. It's a complete failure.
But I'm just going to state it here once again. WWE right now is freaking god-awful. Okay? This company right now, the state that it's in right now, is fucking terrible. And
when I say something is going to be a certain way, don't ever doubt me. Don't ever doubt me when it comes to wrestling. When it comes to my opinions on wrestling, when it comes to my philosophies and my viewpoints on wrestling, and the facts that I gather and the facts that I've gathered over the years and the things that I know about the business, don't ever fucking doubt me. Ever. I love being right. Boy, do I love being right. Oh my fucking god, those names, man. And how ironic is it, and how much of a coincidence is it that these guys weren't on Raw this week? They didn't show up on Raw this week. Yeah, there was a moment where there was supposedly supposed to come out, but they never came out. This thing is a failure, man. Even they know it's a failure. That's why they didn't have him on TV this week. My god, this company is shit. Oh my god, man. These guys are fucking terrible, man. This creative is fucking terrible. This company is fucking terrible. And it's a damn shame, too. It's a damn shame, too, if there's one person, or if there's any individuals that I feel sorry for, honestly, in terms of WWE, it's the wrestlers. It's the wrestlers, because there's a lot of talent. There's still a lot of talent in WWE, man. There's a lot of talent. You got Kevin Owens there. You got Samoa Joe there. You got AJ Styles. You got the Undisputed Era. You got Bray Wyatt. You got Bobby Lashley. You got all these talented wrestlers, and they're all being wasted. Absolutely wasted with this fucking show. Absolutely wasted with these shows, and with this product, and with this company. Absolutely wasted. These guys should be stars. These guys should be, if they're not stars already, they should be stars in the making. And WWE continuously fucks these guys over. Continuously. It is ridiculous. But once again, I'm proven right. The Retribution storyline is going nowhere. It's dead. Okay? It's done. It's done. We can't take these guys seriously. Not with names like that. Not with names like that. And the way that they came about having contracts is retarded too. It made no sense either. I told you guys, I've been telling you for months. Really, I've been telling you for years. And it's only a matter of time before WWE fucks this up, and sure enough they did. Not even a month in. Not even 2 months in to this faction's debut. And they fuck it up already. Now, I'll say this. They had potential. There was potential there with that Retribution thing. There was potential, even though I did say it was a ripoff of, Nexus and Aces and Eights. There was potential there. There was interest there, because these guys were running around just tearing shit up, breaking shit up, and they were going around in mass and whatever, and there was an intrigue as to who was behind the mass. And obviously there were, backstage reports and reports on various news sites or websites, what have you, wrestling websites, rumor sites, about who was behind Retribution. But there was a genuine interest in, an intrigue, if you will, as to who was behind the mask. Well, now we pretty much know, and WWE finds a way to fuck up the unveil. They fuck it up with those names. Like, my God, man, this company can't do nothing right. They can't do nothing right. Nothing, man. It's fucking ridiculous, man. I have to laugh at this shit, man, because I told you, dumbasses, man. I told you they were going to screw it up, and you keep doubting me. You keep on doubting me. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know wrestling. well, here's to you. Oh, I don't know nothing, right? I don't know nothing, right? I apparently know more than you jerk-offs, so here's to you. Oh, my God, man. Fucking ridiculous. So, fucking ridiculous. That's WWE for you. That's WWE for you. Thank God. Thank God for AEW. Right here. Thank God. Thank God for AEW. Thank God for All Elite Wrestling. Thank God for Impact Wrestling. Thank God for Ring of Honor. That's all I'll say. Thank God for those promotions. And also thank God for New Japan, even though I don't follow it as much. But thank God for those other promotions. Because if it wasn't for those other promotions, and WWE was the only wrestling promotion that had weekly shows, that had shows on air, I think I'll go fucking crazy. Thank God for those other shows. Ring of Honor right now, Ring of Honor is having a pure tournament. A pure tournament to crown a new Ring of Honor pure champion. Where it's like, where the rules are basically, pure wrestling. There's a certain set of rules. And just that tournament alone is more interesting to me than any fucking thing WWE's got going on right now. Okay, it's better than the fucking Roman Reigns garbage-ass storyline. Better than Retribution. Better than this draft that's apparently coming up in 2 weeks. And that draft is going to be shit, too. You just know it. That draft is going to be shit, too. You just know it. You got Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling's doing some decent stuff right now. They're doing some decent stuff. Of course, AEW's killing it. A lot of people bitch and moan at promotion, and yet I'm giving you advice on how to book your wrestlers. And these lame storylines that they come up with, these lame feuds and such, they just don't put any effort at all, any creativity at all into anything that they're doing right now. All right, what's going on, folks? We're live. This is the Wrestling Otaku back here on the channel. It is approaching 2 p.m. And I wanted to do this little live stream here. Just a little something random that I'm kind of doing while I'm out here. And I actually have a video that I recorded that when I get back to the house, I'm going to upload it. So you guys are going to see that. It's a little fun video I did here on the channel. So be looking forward to that. But real quickly, I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about this. Now, personally for me, it has, and I'm sure a lot of people will attest to this, especially those who cover wrestling. It has been a struggle for me to cover WWE right now, especially these lame-ass WWE, these Raws and SmackDowns, and these lame storylines that they come up with, these lame feuds and such. They just don't put any effort at all, any creativity at all into anything that they're doing right now. So, yeah, it has been a struggle to keep up with these shows, because it's just hard to keep your attention through 2 hours and sometimes 3 hours on Monday Night Raw, and that's why you see the viewership drop that you do. That's why the ratings are struggling. But I wanted to talk about this specifically, since this seems to be the thing that everybody's talking about. So we got, of course, the return of the quote-unquote savior of WWE, of course, talking about Roman Reigns, the big dog, stupid man punch, and then, you know, all that shit. And he returned, of course, and not even a week after he returns, he wins the freaking Universal title from Bray Wyatt. Like, what was the point of putting the title on Team Bray Wyatt if he was just going to drop it a week later? I still don't understand the logic behind that, but then again, you know, this is WWE we're talking about, and they don't operate on logic. But yeah, I've made rants about that already. I've talked about that. I've touched about that already. But now, of course, Roman Reigns is a heel, and everybody's all into it. Like, you know, there's supposed to be some good thing. Despite the fact that he's still the same guy that he was in the Shield, same ring entrance, same ring attire, same moves. He's the same guy. The only difference is that he's heel, which, you know, they finally pulled the trigger on that. But in chat there, DJP21, fellow members of Press in chat. Yeah, WWE is garbage, I agree. In 2020, they have been garbage. Like, it's no even, like, you're right on that one. AEW for life, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. But anyway, so Roman Reigns, they got this thing right now where he's a heel. He's got Paul Heyman as his manager, I guess. Whatever the hell title he has. And, you know, Paul Heyman's cool. I mean, I've had no problem with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's still, you know, is a good talker, cuts good promos. You know, he's a good person to have in terms of, like, a managerial person, somebody to speak for you. But here's the thing with Roman Reigns. The guy's still he's still the same guy. They haven't changed him at all. He's still the same guy. The only difference is that he's heel. And their gimmick now that they're running with him, with Roman Reigns, the one minor change-up that they've had is they're calling him something else now. He's got this new title now, or this new nickname or whatever. They've basically been trying to give him this new title, this new label, this new catchphrase or title, whatever, within the last few weeks, and that is that he's the Tribal Chief. Really. That's the best you can do with the guy. Really. That's the best you can do with Roman Reigns. Like, are you serious? Oh my God, that's the best you can do. That's the best you can do with him. The Tribal Chief. Like, get the fuck out of here. Okay, we get it. He's a Samoan. You know, he comes from that heritage. I get, you know, Samoan people have, you know, families, what have you, where I guess, you know, back in the day or, you know, whatever in history, they had, like, they were, like, in tribes and stuff like that, and they had chiefs or whatever, and they're trying to say he's the Tribal Chief of WWE. Like, oh my freaking God, dude. Oh my fucking God with this company, man. Oh my God. That's really the best you can come up with for him. That's really the best you can come up with. And here's the thing about it, too. Here's the thing about it. You want to give him that name. You want to say, he's the Tribal Chief of WWE, whatever. But here's the thing.
he's a tribal chief, yet when you look at him come in the ring, when you look at him make an appearance in WWE, he looks nothing like a chief. He looks nothing like a tribal chief. Okay, he's the same guy he was in Shield. You know, so whatever. I guess try something new with the guy, but he's the same fucking guy. They haven't changed anything about him. Same fucking ring attire, same fucking entrance. He's using the Shield entrance still. Nothing has changed. You could at the very least change his ring attire so that he looks like, a Samoan or, a chief or whatever. You could at least give him something, like maybe some new tights. Maybe he wears like some sort of raggedy cloak or something, or coat or jacket or vest or whatever to make him look like a chief or whatever, if that's what you're going for. But he's the same damn guy. He's the same guy he was when he was in the Shield. He's the same freaking person. So why should we treat this any differently from when he was here before? When he was a face. And guess what? I just heard this report last week, actually a few days ago, not even last week. I heard this report a few days ago. I heard it, but I didn't really look into it. But I've been hearing that there are reports that they plan on turning him back into a babyface again. And it's not even a month into his heel turn. So wow, what creativity there, WWE, what creativity. Holy shit. Shit from my videos, from my criticisms, from my critiques of Roman Reigns, for Roman Reigns returning, all these typical ass hurt WWE/Roman Reigns ass lickers, butt munches, just a bunch of losers in general who don't know a damn thing about the product, who don't know a damn thing about the business, who don't know a damn thing about wrestling, period, who were giving me all this shit because I made, the little remarks towards Roman Reigns, all my Roman Reigns videos that I made in recent weeks, just whining, bitching, and complaining in the comments. So I'm like, Roman Reigns, he's a draw of this, oh, he's a draw of that, oh, he's a bigger draw than anybody in your precious AEW. Well, guess what? Yeah, it goes out the fucking window, doesn't it? Well, because I tell you what, I saw the ratings, I saw the viewership for this past week's SmackDown, and all I have to say in response to all these people saying Roman Reigns is a draw, my response is this. That is some funny shit. So, it has happened. Like everybody, like most of you people out here predicted, going to tonight, going into this BS, flawed failure of a pay-per-view payback, predicted, Roman Reigns is a Universal Champion once again. I'm sure you're expecting me to say something about this, but honestly, what more can I possibly say? Like, what more can I possibly say? You saw the shit coming. They damn near gave it away for you. You saw the shit coming. Ever since the fact that he came back at the end of SummerSlam after that main event match, and then they put him in this damn match, not even a week removed from coming back at SummerSlam, and they made this random-ass fucking pay-per-view out of thin air, announced this random-ass pay-per-view out of thin air, not even a week removed from one of the biggest events, and they put him in the fucking title match. You know damn well they're going to put his ass back in the title picture. You know damn well that was going to happen. Oh, what? Yeah, I'm supposed to be happy about this? Why? Because, Roman Reigns is a heel now. Oh, he's a heel now. Oh, he's a Paul Heyman. He's a Paul Heyman guy. Oh, Roman Reigns, he won with heel tactics because he came in midway through the match after Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman destroyed themselves with the superplex spot where the ring collapsed. Yeah, it's new. It's good now. Now I'm supposed to like him now. Nope. Doesn't work like that. Because he came out tonight, and I saw parts of this match. I saw parts of this pay-per-view. He came out
same goddamn ring entrance, same damn ring attire, same fucking moves. He's the same fucking guy. So he's heel. Big fucking deal. Am I supposed to like him? You fucking ruined Fiend Bray Wyatt. Again. Not even a week removed from him winning the title, and he has his drama here. I don't care if he didn't take the fall or not. I don't care if he doesn't take the fall. The fact is, he's a week. He only held the title for a damn week. How am I supposed to take Fiend Bray Wyatt seriously now? How? Tell me that. Tell me how. How am I supposed to take him serious? Huh? How am I supposed to take him serious now? So, in regards to Roman Reigns being champion again, in regards to this pay-per-view main event, I have 3 words for you. Just 3. Fuck you, Roman Reigns. That's 4 words, but whatever. Also, 3 more words for you. Fuck you, WWE. I cannot wait until All Out next weekend, next Saturday. Because fuck this damn pay-per-view. Fuck Roman Reigns, and fuck the damn WWE. Fuck the damn WWE. It's a piece of shit now, man. What more do I need to say here? Fiend Bray Wyatt, and apparently it was a pretty brutal match. And the Fiend Bray Wyatt ended up coming out on top, and Fiend Bray Wyatt became the Universal Champion, the new Universal Champion once again. Which I did predict that. I did predict that. You know, the build up to this Braun Strowman Bray Wyatt feud was it was gonna be the Fiends who ended up beating Braun Strowman and taking the title from him. So that ended up happening. But then what happened afterwards is, quite frankly, the stupidest shit that I've ever, well, one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. And quite frankly, a lot of people are buzzing about it. A lot of people are happy about it. Me personally, I couldn't give a fuck. So what happened after the match is Fiend Bray Wyatt got the win. He was holding the Universal title up, and then suddenly Roman Reigns, you know, the big dog, came out of nowhere and attacked both Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman, leaving them both laid out. So Roman Reigns makes a shocking return, a surprise return, and all that shit. You know, Roman Reigns is back, yeah. He's gonna come back to save WWE. He's gonna come back to save the ratings of WWE. No, not really. Like, who gives a shit? Like, who cares? Who cares if Roman Reigns is back? Like, seriously, who cares? Who seriously cares about Roman Reigns in the year 2020? Who seriously cares about Roman Reigns at this point? Like, does anybody really honestly believe that this guy is going to save anything, or is going to make any sort of a difference in terms of WWE with how they are with the ratings? Like, does anybody give a shit? Like, holy shit! Like, and on top of that, and a lot of people were saying this too, and some people, including people that I'm, friends with, what have you. I've seen this on my timeline a few times, and also on messages as well. But you've apparently, you know, you had Roman Reigns come out in the main event and attack Bray Wyatt, Fiend Bray Wyatt, and Braun Strowman, and you basically had him lay out Bray Wyatt not even a minute after he won the Universal Championship. So there you go. You just buried Bray Wyatt again. You just buried the Fiend character again. Not even a minute. Not even a minute after he wins the Universal title, and you just buried him again with Roman Reigns coming out, just spearing him and just laying him out. So way to go, WWE. You just buried Bray Wyatt's character even more. Just like you fucking did when you had the Goldberg beat him before WrestleMania, and he won the Universal title. So there you go. There you fucking go. More illogical ass fucking booking. More illogical ass fucking more illogical ass moments in WWE from WWE. What the fuck sense does it make to have Roman Reigns come back on this instance and attack Fiend Bray Wyatt and leave him laid out, and Braun Strowman too? Like, what the fuck? Like, what difference does that make? Like, does anybody really think he's going to save WWE? Does anybody really think this guy is going to save the ratings? Hell no. Fuck no. And then on top of that, and get this, and this was said this was announced on Monday Night Raw. Apparently, Roman Reigns is going to get a Universal title match. So he returns in the main event, or after the main event, he attacks Fiend Bray Wyatt, leaves him laid out, and boom, just like that, he gets a fucking world title match. Like, are you kidding me with this? Are you kidding me? Like, holy shit, here we go again with the overbooking. Here we go again, giving fucking title reigns for nothing. Giving title reigns to people who haven't earned it and who don't deserve it. Like he hasn't even been back for a week, and already he has a Universal title match. You fucking serious? So let me get this straight. So you buried Fiend Bray Wyatt's character again. Not even a minute after he wins the Universal title, you have Roman Reigns standing tall. He makes his big fucking return again. Who cares? And now you're gonna give him a damn world title match, not even a week removed from SummerSlam. And by the way, apparently this upcoming Sunday at WWE's pay-per-view Payback, Roman Reigns is going to be in a triple threat match with the Fiend Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman for the Universal title. So a week after SummerSlam, you're going to have Roman Reigns competing in a title match. And also another thing too, how in the world can you have a pay-per-view just 7 days, a week removed from SummerSlam, one of your biggest events? Like, what sense does that make? Like, what the hell is up with WWE's booking? What the hell is up with the scheduling? You're going to have Payback a week removed from SummerSlam, one of the biggest events of your calendar year. You're not even going to give your guys time to build. You're not even going to give it a couple weeks to build storylines, to build up the matches you're going to have. Like, what the hell is this? Like, do we even know the matches that are going to take place at Payback? Like, we know one, the one that I just mentioned, the triple threat match for the Universal title with Bray Wyatt, Fiend Bray Wyatt, and Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. But, like, what the hell? What the fuck? Like, how the hell can you have a pay-per-view a week removed from another pay-per-view? Like, why are you having two pay-per-views in a weeks apart? Like, 1 week apart, not even a week apart. Why are you having one pay-per-view right behind another? Like, you're not going to have any build whatsoever. You're not going to have, you realize by doing that, you're not going to have any build whatsoever for these matches. So where's the build going to be coming from? Where's the build for these matches? What matches are we going to have outside of the one that I just mentioned? Like, what sense does this make, WWE? What the hell sense does it make to have a pay-per-view just 7 days removed from one of your biggest events of your calendar year in SummerSlam? What the hell is that? That, honest to God, makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me to have a Payback pay-per-view 7 days removed from SummerSlam. It makes no fucking sense to me. That is so fucking stupid. And it goes, again, another testament to the stupid-ass illogical decision-making, the stupid-ass illogical booking from WWE Creative, from Vince McMahon, that old, washed-up, out-of-touch bastard who needs to retire already. So there you go again, man. There you go again. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how in the world anybody's going to be looking forward to this Payback pay-per-view. And there's like, you literally had 1 week, not even a week's worth of build for this match, for the matches you're going to have with that pay-per-view. I don't understand that. I legitimately don't understand it. And then we're going to have a contract signing for the Universal title triple threat match on SmackDown this upcoming Friday. Whoop-de-damn-do. Whoop-de-damn-do. So yeah, so I don't fucking know, man. And getting back to the Roman Reigns shit, like, honestly, who gives a shit if he comes back? Who cares at this point? The guy sucks. People act like this guy is some big thing, like he's this big draw. How is he a big draw? He wasn't a big draw when he was there. He wasn't a big draw when he was gone, and he damn sure won't be a big draw now that he's back. So what purpose does this serve? What purpose does this serve? And again, you have him fucking come out, bury Fiend Bray Wyatt, just leave him laid out, just bury his character again, and then you're gonna give him a fucking Universal title match for nothing. Just for returning, just for doing that. He gets a Universal title match on the fly. Wow, great. Wow, perfect. If I wasn't holding the phone with this in one hand, I would be clapping right now. Sarcastic. And I swear to God, man, I swear to God, I'm gonna say it right here, right now, so you all can hear it. I swear to God, as sure as God is my witness, I swear to you, if this upcoming Sunday on this lackluster ass Payback pay-per-view, if they have Fiend Bray Wyatt drop the fucking title to Roman Reigns or Braun Strowman, but specifically Roman Reigns, if they have Fiend Bray Wyatt drop the Universal title to Roman Reigns, not even a week removed from him winning it, if they have Fiend Bray Wyatt drop the title here on Sunday, holy shit, he is going to be buried beyond return. He is going to be buried beyond return. And if they have fucking Roman Reigns win the Universal title in his first match back, that is going to be a rant of epic proportions. That is going to be a rant of epic proportions because I want to commentate on some news that recently came out in regards to the ratings, in regards to certain ratings for AEW Dynamite and a certain WWE program that everybody overhypes, that everybody seems to think is untouchable and unbeatable. But some ratings came out recently, and this was a story that I've been hearing for the past week or so. Really, for the past few days, I've been specifically paying attention to it. And I want to give my 2 cents because that's what I do on this channel. I touch on the facts. I give my opinions, and I speak on pro wrestling based on the facts, not opinions, not assumptions, based on facts, and that's what I do on here. So of course we had AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, and I believe the viewership came in. They had a little under 800,000 viewers. I think it was 780, 770, something like that. And of course they beat out NXT once again. But in viewership and in terms of the overall ratings, the demographics. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the week prior. I'm here to talk about the week prior to that. You see, apparently, it was reported that AEW beat out the flagship program Monday Night Raw in a key demographic, and that demographic being the 18 to 34 age range. It's a key demographic. It's not quite as big as the 18 to 49 demographic, but it's still pretty significant. So according to multiple sites, according to multiple news sites, Wrestling Inc. I first heard this from F4W Online. They actually have a YouTube channel. I watch their videos periodically just to get their input. They relay some facts and what have you. They report certain things about pro wrestling, and they're pretty factual as well. So I tend to keep up with them with their YouTube channel because they do some good content on there as well. And it was reported by multiple sites, like I said, that all AEW Dynamite for last week's show beat out Monday Night Raw in the 18 to 34 demographic. AEW got a .29, which beat out Raw's .22, which, if you don't know, basically what that means, basically the meaning of that is that more people, both men and women, more people watched AEW Dynamite who are between the ages of 18 to 34. More people in that demographic, in that age range, in that key demographic, watched AEW Dynamite than they did Monday Night Raw. And not just for 1 hour or for the second hour, for all 3 hours. For the entire show, for the 2 hours of AEW Dynamite and the 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. More people in that demographic watched AEW Dynamite over Monday Night Raw. So, there you go. So, now it has come to the point where AEW is not only beating NXT in viewership and in terms of the ratings and the demographics, now they're beating Monday Night Raw. And I told you guys that it was only a matter of time before this happened. And yes, AEW only had a 901,000 viewers, I believe, for that week's show, for last week's show. Where Raw had 1.7 million viewers. So obviously the viewership, Raw's still clinging on to their lead in viewership, which I think is not going to last very long. I don't think that's going to last very long at all. That viewership is going to continue dropping. I guarantee you that. I think it's only a matter of time. And like you said, I said this in the video too. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, but eventually AEW will surpass WWE's main roster shows in Raw and SmackDown in terms of viewership. It's bound to happen. They're already starting to beat them in the demographics, in the age range demographics, in terms of ratings, in terms of viewership, in terms of viewership per demographic. So it's only a matter of time before they beat them in total viewership as well. It's only a matter of time. I've been saying this for months now. You guys think that AEW is just this small-time company, this little t-shirt company? Oh, it's an indie fed, vanilla midgets, this, that, and the other. No, they're actual legitimate competition for WWE. I've been saying this for months now. Excuse me. People have been saying this for months now. And you cocksuckers don't want to seem to listen. You cocksuckers don't want to listen. Well, now it's happening. Now it's finally happening. AEW is beating your precious Monday Night Raw in key demographics. So, yeah, so I hate to say I told you so, but well, actually I don't. I told your asses so. I told you that it was going to happen eventually. So, keep crying. Keep crying, oh, you casuals, you filthy casuals, you anti-smart dumb.
no, no, no.